Community, welcome back to the channel. And something arrived in the mail today. My new Qiyi Clock. I did not expect it to be this small. Dang. But let's get on to the unboxing. Let's get on to the unboxing. Now I can't okay, there's a bit of Cubelelo. I can't flip the thing obviously because it has my address. Okay, so here's the Qiyi Clock. Oh, okay. This looks cool. Some damage right here. Let's start opening, I guess. Let me get a pen. You stab this area because there's a bit of a damage there. There we go. Are we gonna edit that out? And how long this took? Let's go. So here is the Qiyi Clock. So clock, I'll go more in depth about it later. Yeah, here's the Qiyi Clock. I didn't know the box is this small. On videos, like, it looks very big. Like, this is actually so small. Okay, let's open the box. Slowly. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's grab it out. And there it is. Here's the clock. Let's look at this later. First, we're gonna look at this stuff. Okay, so it's this bunch of cards and the cube stand. So yeah, and the box actually is very high quality. I thought it was like normal plastic. So let's put that away. Now, the clock itself. Now I tried the clock at different different competitions already, so I know how it should feel. But this one's new out the box, so it's not gonna turn as fast. But ooh, that actually feels pretty nice. I know how to solve a clock already, so this is gonna be good. This is nice. Right. So I'm gonna go into a brief history later. So let's move on to that. Right, so before we do this brief history thing, well, why don't we do it cubing historian style? Editor me, do the thing. The Rubik's clock was first mass marketed in 1988 and originally wasn't under the Rubik's name. It was invented and patented by Christopher C. Wiggs and Christopher J. Taylor till around 1988 when the clock was first marketed and was bought out by Erno Rubik and brought under the Rubik's brand name. So we know that the clock was a very old puzzle, probably one of the first, alongside the original Rubik's Cube and also Magic. The clock is one of the first WCA events during its founding in 2004, alongside the Rubik's Magic, 3x3, 4x4, 5x5, Square One, Megaminx, and Pyraminx. So these were the first puzzles that were recognized by the WCA. Pre-2009, that is. Pre-2009. Make that clear. I couldn't look into the archives from 2005, 6, 7, and 8. I couldn't find them. So my research has some holes in it, but I mean, hey, it's still pretty decent information. Next, the goal of the puzzle is to get all clocks facing to the 12 o'clock position. So the two red lines at the top. Picture editor me is doing something to show that, and using the pins and dials. 2 years ago, the clock didn't really have many methods. There was only one, the beginner's method. 4 years ago, clock wasn't really that interesting. Its hardware was horrible, and most people had to mod their already cheap clocks that mostly had no magnets. Same with the method. The method was basically all the same, unfortunately, so they had to find different ways to mod it. Until the invention of the Qiyi Clock and, well, a new method known as 7 simul, the most advanced method for clock, where you solve the clock in 7 simultaneous moves. It's a very fast method. If you're doing clock right now or are interested into getting into clock, I would highly recommend to learn 7 simul either if you're sub 15 or at the beginning, because you know, having an advanced method already, your skills are gonna be really, really out of this world. And the current world record is held by Neil Gore from India with a time of 2.5 seconds. That is fast. Well, now the history lesson is over. Let's move on to the solves and conclusion. So here we are at the final section of the video. Final thoughts and solves. So, time to give my final thoughts about this puzzle. So my final thoughts about this puzzle is that it's a very good puzzle, not gonna lie, and it's pretty much the best clock out there. I'm not gonna lie, because with the other options you have, which is the Shengshao magnetic and the Lengyao, if you're willing to mod the Shengshao, then I guess that's a pretty good option as well. But 90% of the cubers might accidentally ruin their clock if they try to mod it, so I would highly suggest that you should just go for the Qiyi Clock, save up the money for it. I will say to other people out there who are in like countries such as the Philippines, India, and other countries not the USA or Australia or Canada that doesn't have a very powerful currency, it will be an investment. So if you want to get this clock or you want to get into clock more, this should be the puzzle for you. But if you want to go for a budget clock, since you don't want to really get serious into clock, I highly suggest the Shengshao if you want that as a budgetary option. But truly, if you want to get serious at clock or you just want a good clock right off the bat, buy this one. And trust me guys, clock is a very fun event, I'm not gonna lie. When I first tried it, it didn't feel appealing to me, because at the time I just didn't understand its appeal. But now I completely understand its appeal. And it's a very fun event if you're willing to get into it. So yeah, that's my final thoughts and conclusion. Now, there's still some solves left over, seconds or one more solve at the very end. So enjoy that and enjoy the music. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out everyone. Oh, no, wrong outro. CM34 is off.